Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon, and this is episode 125. One day I'll write it down. A big hello and welcome to new viewers, and a big hello and thank you to all returning viewers. Quick rundown, we are doing, sorry I'm going to reach over. We are doing a knit-along that is going right now through the end of the month, so through July 31st, with my new shawl design, Leaves of Change. So it is a large crescent shape shawl knit out of fingering weight yarn. You need between 600 and 650 yards depending on whether you're a loose knitter or a tight knitter. I am definitely a tighter knitter, so I used closer to 600. My sample is knit out of Leadingman Fiber Arts in the soliloquy base. So they will knit, dye you up a custom colorway of your choosing. Well, a custom order for a colorway of theirs of your choosing. And it works out just perfect. I absolutely love it. The soliloquy is 100% British BFL. So excited to see those in progress. There was an update for chart C. When I was writing up and typing all of the stuff for the shawl, we were having lots of storms in that time, and my computer kept going out, and so evidently a save didn't happen. And there were a couple rows, one in, no, I think one was in chart D. So if it's a lace pattern row, and you get to the very end, and all of the other rows, the last thing says to knit 2, and you come across one that says knit 1, it's supposed to be knit 2. There's 2 that I'm aware of. I'm trying to comb through the pattern and have another person comb through the pattern and go line by line and try to double check it. So there will be another update. Not a big deal. Like I said, if you end up with 2 stitches and it says knit 1, it's probably supposed to be knit 2. Not knit 2 together, just knit 2. 1, 2. So I am aware of it. I'm going to get it fixed. I promise. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else. It's something that happens like every other row, right? Like all of the lacy rows, you always end with a knit 2 for the edging to give the edging a nice lay flat feature. So, like I said, just a couple minor things. You know, when I'm doing it and when the testers are doing it, it got missed because you're doing it all the time. Like you kind of didn't need to read the end because you know what was supposed to happen. Because it happens every row. I'm human, my testers are human, and like I said, it could have been something that a save didn't happen. I had a lot of trouble with my computer. It's still not quite right, but we've got it going. So we have 2 prizes for that were donated for the knit-along. One of them is going to be a skein of Woolmiza in the twin, which is 80% merino, superwash merino, and 20% nylon, and in the Moses colorway. So gorgeous. This was donated by, oh, a little piece of tag right there. Forensic Girl, Sarah. Super, super generous. And then we have another skein that was donated by Leadingman Fiber Arts. Steve and Andy are so very generous to me. And it is a skein of their soliloquy base. Like I said, it is 100% superwash BFL, 657 yards, 150 grams, in the Lucky Charm colorway, which is so gorgeous. They don't have an ugly one in the bunch though. So, and then if we happen to get over 100 entries, I'll throw in the other skein of Woolmiza, and if not, then we're going to save it for another knit-along. Because I just don't do many prizes. Thought we'd stretch them out just a wee bit. Lots of people have started, and it's so exciting to see everybody's yarn choices. They're all so beautiful. It's fun to see in-progress pictures. I just love it. I love hearing that people are enjoying the shawl pattern. As a designer, it's so great to hear. So, and don't forget, I mean, because I'm going to shamelessly plug myself, adding the pattern to your queue, to your favorites, and all that really helps us designers. So it's not just me, any design that you really like. Adding it to your queue and your favorites list helps keep us in the hot right now list. So, just so you're aware, purchasing it, I believe, helps too. Just saying. Finished objects. I have some finished objects. I have a couple. They were actually finished last week, but I knew the episode was going to be long, so I didn't bother showing them. My kids are anxiously awaiting them because I'm doing the Eat, Sleep, Knit Yarnathon. If you've been watching, you know that. So the second quarter challenge, so from April through June, was you had to knit your mascot, which I did. I knit a dinosaur little colorwork square that was so wonky and sad looking. He's a coaster now. So if you went and you knit all of the mascots for all 4 teams, you got, you're supposed to be sent something in the mail, a bonus something. I don't know what that is, but I wasn't going to miss out on it. So first I did the tiny monkey from, yeah, it's tiny, right? Yeah, tiny monkey from the mini Mochi Mochi book by Anna. I will never be able to pronounce her last name, but it starts with an H. I also then knit a tiny robot by Anna. Can't pronounce her last name, starts with an H, from the Tiny Mochi Mochi book. But she does all of these teeny tiny things, so most people know who she is. And then there was the mini octopus by somebody else, and I don't have show notes. So I didn't write down her name, but it's called Mini Octopus. So it is this teeny tiny mini octopus. So those are all going to the kids. So I'm on Team Stitchosaurs. So the monkey was for Fiber Monkeys, the robot was for Robo Knits, and the octopus was for the Octopearls. Yay, I got them all done. So I cannot wait to find out what the special extra is. They're supposed to send it to you in the mail. I also finished the Zoe cardigan by C2 Knits. The designer is Sherry Christensen. It is out of Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Tern colorway, T-E-R-N. So it is a beautiful gray. I'll put it on. It needs buttons. I haven't found the right buttons. So some people put buttons all the way down. Some people only put 1 button. I think I'm going to put 3 small buttons right at the top here to kind of keep it closed. So it has the lace detail. It's actually a cable with a little bit of lace on the sides, on the shoulder. And then it has a panel of the cable and the lace down each side of the front. And it fits really good. I was very careful when blocking it. I actually measured the length, the total length of the sweater, and then the length from armpit to armpit before I washed it, and then made sure when I was blocking it I didn't stretch it beyond that measurement because it fit me really good. So it dried in the sunshine the other day and it fits so good, and I love me some vintage. It feels so soft. And I've also discovered, George always likes to sit on my lap while I'm knitting, and sometimes he'll lay on my knitting if I set it down. He loves Madeline Tosh. That kitty loves Madeline Tosh so much. Like, he was like laying on it and he kind of roll on it. He is such a ham. He is such a character. I wish like I could capture half of the funny things that he did, but then no one would want to see it all but me, probably. Or maybe some other crazy cat lovers. So what I think I'm going to do, now this I used almost all of 4 skeins. I made the medium size. And out of 4 skeins of vintage, which is 200 or 200 and some yards, all I had left over, because I alternated skeins, is this much. 15 grams. And then I gotta use some of this to sew on buttons. Yeah. Not much left, but I think what I'm going to do is start saving stuff from vintage projects. Not that I have a lot. I really don't have a lot. I might have to like mix in some other yarns, but I think what I'm going to do is knit like strips, kind of like when you make a gauge strip and you do like a little bit of like basically garter stitch on the edge and stocking it in the middle. I'm going to just like save it and start a strip and then add to it, and when I get a strip I'm going to like sew them together and make him like a snuggle, because he loves Madeline Tosh so much. And I think reeks like vinegar. I think he likes the smell of vinegar because I have a big giant jug of vinegar, like the big like jumbo size that you get in like the bulk section of the store. Our Super Walmart has like one like end of an aisle that's like all bulk size, like ketchup and mayonnaise and relish and vinegar. Ironically enough, I use it sometimes if I have fiber that was bleeding while I'm spinning. Well, my husband used it the other day to clean out the coffee pot, and he set the jug on the kitchen floor instead of putting it away. And George likes to go and rub up all on that jug of vinegar. Like, he could just rub up against it all day long. So I think it's the smell of the vinegar. And it's super soft. He does like to lay on super soft things. That he really, really does. So he is absolutely in love with the sweater. I'm glad I blocked it outside because he probably just would have went and laid on it. So I also have to try to keep it up because even though I have washed it and soaked it, he does want to lay on it. And it doesn't smell like vinegar anymore. It smells like soak. Set that there. The other thing, it's not really a finished object. It's like a work in progress-ish. Before I went on my trip, I didn't talk about this because I kind of had left it in the other room and I don't know. I was very focused on the trip and kind of had forgotten about it. My LYS had a yarn tasting with Shawl. So Shawl sent 10 different yarns and everybody got a little sample of it. And I just kind of knit mine. Like I said, kind of like the strip like I want to do for George. Although this curled like crazy with the thinner yarns. The heavier ones not so much. But I just kept going from one to the other. They don't really lay flat. Because, you know, you have worsted weight yarn and a bulky yarn and then a DK and a lace and a fingering and maybe another fingering or maybe a sport. Anyways, it was really fun. It was fun to try out yarns that I never would have tried out, and some I liked and some I didn't. And I also got to meet Pam, who's Pamela Knits. She came all the way from where she lives to my LYS to spend the afternoon doing the yarn tasting, and it was so much fun to meet her and chat with her and show her around the LYS. And she probably thinks I forgot about her because I didn't mention it, but I promise I totally did, and it was absolutely lovely to meet you. And I didn't get through all 10. As you can see, I got through 6. So I don't know that I'll pick it up and actually finish it, but I might. But I loved this one. I don't remember what it was called. Simply Worsted, maybe? I'm trying to say it right because everyone points out, you say worst. Like in my head, it sounds like worsted, just like Shawl has an L at the end. But that was really nice. Definitely my favorite. Didn't like this. This was like a big lofty thing. I don't like it at all. But it's fun to see people's reactions to the yarns because there will be something that everybody either loves or hates. So if your LYS or an LYS close to you is having a yarn tasting or sampling or whatever they might call it, definitely do it. It's so much fun. And it was like $5. And we had pizza and refreshments, and you got all the yarn, and they had needles you could try. You didn't get to take home the needles. You got to try them. Works in progress. I have a lot of works in progress. I'll start with this one. So I started working on my sock that I got. It is a Vesper sock in the Earth and Sea color white, and it just feels very, I don't know, not the tightest stitch. I don't know if maybe I should go down a needle size. I don't know if it's because it's 100% wool with no nylon in it to help it snap back. But it feels very loosey-goosey. I don't know what to do about it. Any input on this? Has anyone else had this problem? Is it the yarn? Is it me? I'm doing 60 stitches on a size 2 needle, which is what I have done every single pair of my socks on, like, ever, except my Stitch Surfers. And I'm just afraid, like, if I finish these, like, they're gonna fall down. So any input or suggestions, or just be like, yeah, dummy, go down a needle size. Very much input, because I love the color. It's so beautiful. These are totally my colors. Couldn't be happier with the yarn. Hopefully one of my kids lets the dog in. I don't know if you can hear her barking every once in a while. I'm recording later in the day because I went and had lunch and some knitting time with my friend, Michelle. And so it's a little later in the day. I told my kids, I'm like, if your dad gets home, tell him I'm recording. Woo! About dropped it. And then my cute little zombie bag. So my cousin is expecting a baby, which I have mentioned before. She's having a boy, which I'm like, congratulations. As a mom of a girl and boys are so much easier. So I was going to make her a baby blanket, and I had gotten some Plymouth Encore and some bright green, and I was going to make a super cute baby blanket. And then the baby shower was earlier than what I was originally told, and I'm not going to have enough time, so I really should show this one last. But I won't. Anyways, I got this kit. I'll show the kit, because I got other ones at the LYS. And it is from Plymouth Yarns. It's their Bear Hugs kit, and I believe they are now discontinued. My LYS had them on the clearance wall, and it is an Aran chunky 3-ply kind of nubbly. It's blue and natural. I don't know, the lighting in here at this time of the day is not always the best. I got it all done. So in the kit you get a ball of yarn, you get the pattern, and I got the sleeves done. You get the pattern, and then it's like a little kimono sweater, and it buttons on the side, and it has little buttons, and they're like little bear heads. Let's see if I can turn them both around. So it's a whole kit, and they originally retailed for $15. And there's little bear buttons. And then there's another one. It's a different style. This is like I said, like a kimono wrap sweater. The other one's a pullover. It has ducky buttons. But I like the little kimono style best. But now that I have this style, it's the same yarn, just comes in different colors. I can get the other yarn and make it because it's so super fast. So it's a back, a front, and then sleeves. I've never put together a sweater, and I would probably just whip stitch it out of habit from how I make my toys. So the LYS owner is going to sit down and show me how to properly seam together a sweater, which is a skill that I actually lack. So that's going to be fun. This is the yarn. I think after seaming I should still have enough to make a hat. A wee little baby hat. So I'm getting a lot of light in from this side. And then, because I have yet to seam together my Monomania sweater, which if you've been watching, it is the Madeline Tosh Merino light sweater with the chevrons, and it's a cardigan, and it's all in pieces. Because she said since I've never seamed together a sweater, I should practice on a baby sweater. So I'm doing that sweater, and then she's like, well, while you're making baby sweaters, do you want to knit one for the shop? And I'm like, sure. So I am making a baby sweater for the LYS as well. I am making it out of Maypole, which is a Euro baby yarn. Or it's Euro yarns, and it's part of their Euro baby collection. Something like that. I still have all my stitch markers in this thing. So, as with the other sweater, I have to assemble it, and then you put on like a band around the whole edge. So this is a little vest. It's very colorful. So it's, you know, very Noro-esque with the stripes almost. But it is kind of like a nubbly looking yarn. And it is definitely a worsted weight, super fast. Like, I knit up these 3 pieces in no time. So she's also I'm gonna assemble a couple little baby sweaters. This one will be interesting because it's nubbly to find where you seam. And like I said, it's a little vest, so you just put little, kind of like cuffs around the armholes, and then the banding around it. So I don't know if you'll get to see this done for sure or not, but the other one you will. So those are my 2 baby sweaters in progress. And then one other thing that I started today. So one of the other things I was asked to make, a while ago for the LYS, and I've had the yarn and I just keep getting distracted by funner things, is the Fleur-de-Lis One Skein Shawl by Michelle Miller. I have made this a couple times. I know you've at least seen one on the podcast. I can't remember if the first one I made was before or after I started podcasting. Try to get a good handle on this here. I made one for my daughter last Christmas. Anyways, it's hard to see anything right now. So it's just a lace pattern and then it has an applied edging on it. And this is out of the Mirasol Yarns Solka something. I don't have the tag with me. In a purple color. Not definitely a color I would pick. The yarn is a wool alpaca silk. And while it's soft, it has a halo. I don't like yarns with a halo, period. Not what I would have picked color-wise or yarn-wise, but I think it is working out lovely. There. So I hope to have that done soonly. I don't know that I'll have it done by the weekend to take it to the shop, but I will definitely have it by next weekend. Because the LYS is closed Friday, which is nice because I get to enjoy the whole day with my family. These clicks. I do that all the time. I think I drive my husband halfway batty. So, well, 4 FOs and 4 whips. Not too shabby. I do have some Yarny goodness, and I will show you, like I said, the bear hug kits. They come like this. Bear hugs. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know how the sweater is supposed to look when it's done. And the button. They're a little smaller than that in real life, but you can see. And it all comes in here. The pattern is actually coiled up inside the ball. And you get all that. It was $15. And you can make a whole baby sweater that's 3 to 6 months. If you want a bigger one, you have to get two kits. So I grabbed the blue because we know the baby is a boy. I also got a natural and a pink. I see the difference there. Because I thought, well, they're clearanced out. They're like $8.40. So that's 40% off. And I thought, well, they're going to be handy to have around. I never know. I'm the oldest of all the cousins on that side of the family, so I'm sure someone else is going to start hatching out some kids at some point. And it's nice to have a natural and a pink. They didn't have any more blue. They were actually the last 3, one of each that they had. And then another girl, my friend Michelle, who's expecting a grandbaby, bought the other last one. And like I said, they had the other kits, but I like that style better. But then I like that you can buy the yarn and use whatever you wanted. And then when I got home, this was waiting for me. I'm so excited. It was in my my P.O. box. And it is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Targhee worsted. It is 100% Targhee wool. And it is Krabby McHappy Pants. Probably my favorite Blue Moon Fiber Arts colorway ever, hands down. No doubt. I see George at the door. He can't get in. So I had I had free shipping and a little bit of credit, and it was the last one. And I have not knit with Targhee. I have some Targhee to spin up on my spinning wheel that I have not gotten to yet. And I love this colorway, and it was the last one, and I'm like, that has to be mine. So I ordered it, and look at that. Oh, so pretty. I love the aquas, and it's like a rusty orangey red. It's not like a red. And I love like how they meld together. So my favorite Blue Moon Fiber Arts colorway. And then I also had waiting for me Botanical Knits 2. Let's see. I'm not going to review it because I'm sure tons of other people have reviewed it because everybody and their sister pre-ordered it. So you got the book, you got the bonus pattern. Okay, it doesn't give anything away on the front. The bonus pattern, and then as a bonus, another bonus, her business cards are beautiful. So it's Alana Dacos, also known as Never Not Knitting. And he got this really cool bookmarker. It says, "Don't forget to check your gauge." And it has like this little gauge square thing. Super awesome. So excited that that came. I don't know when it came while I was gone, because I came home on a Sunday and it was waiting for me sitting on the table. No one said what day it actually arrived. And I think that's it for the knitting. Like I said, try not to make this too long. Like I said, I know I have a size issue. The file size, they redid iTunes. It totally sucks. I hate it. Trying to work with it. My husband's going to help me try to condense the file. So if you're watching on iTunes and the video quality isn't great, it's because the file was too big and I had to use a different setting on iTunes that just takes the quality away. Hopefully though, YouTube looking crisp and clear. And we're going to move into a slice of life. Really quick, I wanted to acknowledge, because I got some more mugs, and I made an error when talking about the Washington, D.C. mug. The lady who gave it to me, her name is Julie, not Becky. I met a Becky who was just wonderful as well, but it was Julie who gave me the Washington, D.C. mug. And I just wanted to fix that, because she's probably like, bummer, she got my name wrong. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was just, ooh, re-entry was rough into the real world. But Teresa sent me the St. Louis mug, which is so beautiful. And I hope Teresa is totally not offended by this, but this mug was kind of really special to me because anytime I see St. Louis on here, I think of when Bugs Bunny said, what was it, like, "So long, Screwy, see you in St. Louis," which I don't know how St. Louis people feel about that. But my dad and I, every Saturday morning, used to watch, like, the Looney Tunes. It came on at, like, 11 o'clock. It's, like, from 11 to noon or something. And he'd always sit there and we'd watch that whole hour with me. And his favorite were Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny cartoons. And so, in a way, it makes me think of my dad, who is now gone. So, it kind of, I think of him when I use it. So, it's a good thing. I also think of Teresa, who is super kind, to send me the mug. And that's what's the fun thing about the people who send me the mugs, is now they are tied into this object that when I use it, I think of them. And especially like the people who were able to give them to me in person, it was really fun because I have that visualization of them handing it to me being like, oh my gosh. But so thank you so much, Teresa. And then I also got this beautiful Denver mug and a very lovely card. Super cute card with Mickey and flowers, and there's a beautiful note inside. And this came from Diane of Knittables. So Denver, which I have known Diane through the interwebs for years, and it was so much fun to meet her in person for the first time at the Zombie Knitpocalypse. And we had a few brief conversations, but they were so enjoyable and stuff. And I know she was kind of inadvertently collecting the mugs. I know her friend Steven had given her her first one, and then she picked one up in the airport. And so I wanted to send her the Ohio one as a thank you because she was so kind. And just, I mean, when she met me, she came up and gave me a hug. And I know she's had a tough time with things, and I know she doesn't always approach people. So for her to come up and give me a hug first, I was so touched. And I wanted to write her a really nice note. And I thought, well, if I'm writing her this really nice note, I wanted to send her a mug so she could have a Ohio mug. Because she commented when I got mine for Mother's Day how beautiful it was and that she loved it. So I thought she'd enjoy it. And she returned the thoughtfulness. So that's awesome. And then Andrea sent me this beautiful card. It's a double exposure of a plane going over LaGuardia and like Chinatown. So really cool, beautiful note. And she sent me one from the Hamptons. So I've never been to New York or anywhere near the Hamptons in my travels. I've been to a lot of places. So it was really cool. It's a super cute mug. My kids love the big seagull on it and the kites. And so thank you so much, Andrea. So thoughtful. I love how they have the colors on the inside. So thank you, thank you. These mugs have been, they've meant so much because they've come from viewers and friends, and they've also been a really great geography lesson for my kids. Because especially like one that just says the Hamptons, then it's okay, well, what state is that in? And then we got to find it on the map. And, you know, states are a little easier. Some states, maybe they're not as familiar with as ones that are like really close to Ohio, like, you know, all the bordering ones. But the cities and the locations, like my Twin Cities one, I had to explain to them the Twin Cities, and then we had to look up what makes them the Twin Cities. And so it's been a great geography lesson over the summer. We've had so much fun with it. It's just been great. So thank everybody out there who has sent a mug, or I've gotten some people that are sending mugs, and the generosity just overwhelms me in the best way. It really, really does. Let's see, what else? I feel like life is starting to get a little bit more normalcy, and we're starting to get in a rhythm of things, especially with the kids being out of school for the summer. It's always an adjustment. But I am so excited. I lost 1.1 pound this week. I've lost 2 weeks in a row now, and I'm feeling awesome about it. So Sock Bunny, or Kimberly, a Sock Bunny Knit and Fit, used to do this poster thing, and she's not doing it now. But I decided I'm going to do the poster thing for myself. Not just part of something she's doing. So I have all the yarn. I collected it like skein by skein, pretty much. Some skeins I had ordered together because of one, but my reward for hitting my goal first was like to get the yarn to make the coastal hoodie, and then when I realized how hard it is sometimes to get certain colors of Madelinetosh Sport, Madelinetosh in general, sometimes certain colors always run out super fast and it's hard to find. But I got all the yarn, so my reward is to actually knit the coastal hoodie, because that's like my big goal thing. It uses a lot of yarn. You got to steek it in pockets, and it's this big and intrusive thing for me to do. It's totally out of my comfort zone. So that's my goal. And so I started again. I have 24.3 to get to my goal because I gained some with all the stress. So I have 9 more pounds to lose until I get back to my lowest during all this. And then from there I have like 15.3. So altogether I had 24.3, but I lost 1.1, so that puts me at 23.2. Trying to keep myself motivated. I have decided July is the restart month. So I am committing myself to track food every day. If I bite it, I write it, as they say with Weight Watchers. And I'm committing myself to 20 minutes exercise a day. No less. If I go more, that's fine, but no less than 20 minutes. Even if it's just busting out the Wii and doing some Wii boxing and free step or something like that. Taking the dogs out and going for a brisk walk for 20 solid minutes. Something like that. I can do 20 minutes. I used to try to commit myself to an hour, and an hour just turned into too much. Life has just gotten so busy with me going to the LYS and with the kids home and with my husband's new work schedule and just trying to find time to keep everything balanced and juggled and everything at the same time. So, that is my goal. I need to put something on here, like a little sticker each day I work out or something. But it was nice because my weigh-in day was on the 1st of the month, which worked out really, really well for me. So I kind of knew where I was and where I needed to be. And I'm really, really excited about that. So trying to remotivate myself, because bad habits die hard and you fall into those old rhythms so easily. I mean, so easily. I hate to admit it, but I can't quit now, and I can't go backwards any more than I have. I can't. It stops now, for sure. So I think that is all I have for this week. So hopefully this wasn't too long of an episode. Go get it uploaded, and I hope everyone has a safe holiday. Today is July 2nd, so Friday is the 4th here in the States. Or no, today's Wednesday, not Tuesday. Why was I thinking it was... today's the 2nd. Yeah? Yes. I'm so confused. With summer being here, I lose track of days. Anyways, it is Wednesday the 2nd, so Friday is July 4th, which here in the States is Independence Day, also known as July 4th, where we celebrate our independence as a country. And, so, you know, there's always fireworks and cookouts and sometimes some drinking. So I hope everybody just has a really safe and happy holiday. And, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I'm RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.